My name is Emma Christofferson.
Oh, are you related to Chris Christmas?
No, I'm not. He is a K and I'm a CH. But I used to tell people that when I was in elementary school because people used to just ask me. So I used to be like, yeah, duh. Well, I started working here through agency back in 2022. 2022. And when I left the agency job, I was gonna come to Frontida, but there was no positions available. So I went to a different facility for a little bit. And then the director actually reached out to me and asked me to come back. So I did. And then I was a caregiver for a while. And then I got into the cook spot because before my dad passed away, he told me that I should always be a cook. And the cook position opened like a week after he passed away. So I viewed it as a sign. So I did that. So now I'm just like the jack of all trades here. So I do cook, med pass, caregive, anything that's needed, I do it. When my sister was born, she was born with cerebral palsy. And my whole life I spent kind of taking care of her and making sure that she felt welcome. And seeing the look she got from people and, kind of how that made her feel uncomfortable in situations, it kind of hurt me. So it was always my goal to help people and make sure that they feel loved. And not just loved, but heard also. So when I kind of learned about, assisted livings as I got older and I realized like what they actually were, when I would visit them and see how it was, I just knew I wanted to be here to make residents feel like they had at least somebody in their corner. It's just overall the vibe. I mean, it's like you can go to any facility and you're gonna take care of people, but we're more family oriented. We like to make the residents feel like they can come to us about anything, like they can ask us anything, any help needed, we're there, whether that's emotional or like actual help. So I think Frontida just stands out more because it makes not only residents feel welcome, but it makes their family feel safe knowing that their family is being taken care of. Normally I come in, we brew a fresh hot cup of coffee or pot of coffee, and we make sure breakfast is prepped for the residents, and then we go and just kind of welcome them as they are ready to wake up, get them ready for the day. And then as they come down for breakfast, I make sure that they get whatever drink that they need. And I just kind of started off happy. So I have their 60s music playing and make them feel like it's gonna be a great day, started off well. And then after breakfast, we kind of do activities and then make sure that they get their fresh fruit in the morning. And then in the afternoon, it's kind of lunch. And then after lunch, they have their full bellies and they're ready to lay down and nap. So, and then by that time, I'm heading out. I'd say that when I worked in the group home and we did paper charting, it was very hard because at any moment, water can spill on that whole binder and then you have no documentation whatsoever. And it's just kind of hard where with technology, it's stored in a safe place. Nobody can just come and grab a binder and open it. It's secured with a login, so that helps. I'd say on a typical 8-hour shift where I'm on it at least 10 to 15 times, just charting things that I notice or things that need to be documented. When a new resident moves in, I like to just kind of give them their time to get situated, get their stuff moved in, and then after that, I go in there, introduce myself, and let them know, if you need anything, I'm here. And then once they kind of calm down a little bit, I go in there and I just kind of sit and I just ask them questions about where'd you come from? Where'd you grow up? What was your family like? Just to kind of let them know you're not just here to, be by yourself. We're here. And then I like to kind of give them a tour. I know that they get tours when they like are looking at the place, but I like to make it more like this is what we're gonna be doing kind of thing, to make them know like they're part of the Frontida family now. We like to make our activities, we like to involve everybody. Before we do any activity, we go into the hallways and knock on their doors and let them know, like, we're doing this, would you guys like to come out? We also like to ask the residents what they like to do and then base the activities off of what they prefer instead of just taking it off the internet and thinking like they would like this. We like to focus on what they like to do. A big thing here is making cookies. Yeah, so the number one thing that I think is just great about ALIS is, if a resident falls and needs to be sent out, you can go in there and click that emergency packet button that has everything, rather than on other charting websites. You have to like go in and individually, print what you need. And then if you forget something, the hospital's calling, asking you to fax stuff over, where with ALIS, there's just that emergency packet where you can just have it clipped and ready for whoever needs it. I would say my favorite feature is the emergency packet. I would say the number one thing to help organize basically like the routine is in ALIS. There's like the caregiver A, the caregiver B, and the med passer. So you already have your pre-assignments, which helps because that way everybody can be held accountable for what they're doing. And not only that, but we can just make sure that the residents have the care that they need because you're only focusing on what residents are on your list. And then that way you can go down and make sure like I did this and this for the resident and I made sure that they have everything they need. For one, I would explain how much more simple it is rather than the other charting websites where like on ALIS you log in and there's only a few options to click on that can get you to where you need to go, rather than other websites where it's like, okay, I'm clicking care, but then I'm clicking reports and I'm clicking today's date, and it's just like a lot of things that people can get confused as to, where if a resident or if a new staff member comes in, they can basically log in and explore, and they'll know by the end of the day how to navigate, because it's just so simple with just, simple pictures, simple words, just stating like this is where everything needs to be. I'd say within a day or two, and that's like even people that have no caregiving experience, because like you log in and it says, incident center, report the incident, care tracking. It uses the words that you're looking for, rather than some websites use these big words where somebody that is starting out isn't gonna know what they need to be charting in. The number one thing I would say to somebody is don't ever come into it thinking that it's going to be this big payout and that you're only going to be coming here for the paycheck, because I hear that a lot and I'm like, that's not why we do what we do. If you don't have a heart to help people and you don't have a heart to make people's lives better, don't come into the job, because I want all my residents to get like the love and the care that they need. And if you're not coming in to make their lives better and to help them enjoy the rest of their life, you should not be here at all. I would say that the number one I would say is you are my sunshine, because they do like light up our worlds. They light up our days. Even if I'm having the worst day and I come into work, there's always, as soon as I walk into where they see me, like I just light up and they just warm my heart. So